You requested a sit down. He heard you out.
How's it going, everyone? Nico here with the Wooden Spoon. We have a very special episode of The Sit Down today. I'm joined by Alberto and Mary Cavallini. They own Concettina restaurant here in Whitestone, and it's like I like having podcast episodes where I talk to small business owners and restaurant owners because I think it's important to support small business, especially in today's day. And yeah, it's fun to talk to you guys. I came in a couple months. Was it a couple months now? It feels like
weeks, I think.
Yeah, and instantly treated like family. I had one of the best dining experiences of my life.
Thank you.
And yeah, I had to come in and do definitely.
We love everybody that loves to eat.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know. And
that's how it is. It's people that love to eat are very welcome here.
yeah, if you love to eat, definitely Concettina is the best for sure. But yeah, I guess like when did Concettina start? I guess we'll start from the beginning.
Well, it's about 40 years. We opened like just about a year and a half before the pandemic started, which didn't really help us so much. But yeah, me and my brother used to run a restaurant owned by my brother mainly in Tribeca, and we had at the end of the lease they raised the rent so much that unfortunately we had to give up 17 years run of this restaurant, and so I always lived in Whitestone, in this area. I love this area, so I was going in and out of the city, and that was becoming too much. And then we decided to try a little Italian restaurant here. My brother completely moved out of town, and he's now reopened a restaurant as well in Kentucky, believe it or not.
Oh, really?
So I say, let's do a little Italian restaurant here in our neighborhood and see how it goes, you know?
Yeah, well, it's pretty. I know, I love Whitestone too. Whitestone, it's awesome here for sure. But,
yeah, you know, it's just that as far as you go away from the city, the harder to get people understand what the real Italian restaurants are and what the real Italian food is. Then when you are in the city, it's more common. You know, more people travel and they know the difference. So it's a little harder here, but we'll try to work it out.
For sure, for sure. Now, what is you're from Italy? You're from...
Yeah, I was born and raised there. My parents are still there. I have a brother and a sister there. Okay. So it's just me and my brother actually moved to United States. My brother first, and then I followed short after.
Right, and then did you like come here then automatically?
Well, no, we started working as I didn't even speak English, so I started as a busboy. My brother was already 4 or 5 years older than me, so he worked in England, in Switzerland, so his English was more upgraded than mine.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you know, he came up first, and he was working in the restaurants, and then I came after, and I started up as a busboy just so that I could learn the language, and then I moved up the scale in the restaurant business. And then after about 7-8 years that we were here, we opened the restaurant in Tribeca, and then after that we went separate ways, and I opened my own and he opened his own.
So cool. That's so cool. It's just fascinating.
Yes.
Yeah, we were wanting to do this for a long time, and finally the opportunity was there when we had the chef from the Tribeca restaurant. So we were able to utilize his skills of 17 years, and that's who's our chef helping out. He's taught him all the recipes, and so it's wonderful.
Now, were you trained in?
No, my brother did the school for culinary art and management of hotels, restaurants, and all that. Me, it was a necessity. When I moved from Italy here, everything, you know, I went out, and everything that was supposed to be Italian for me was a little different, and I wasn't really what I was expecting, because the recipes were different and certain things didn't really exist that I never knew existed in Italy. So
what were one of like the first things that you saw there? Like,
well, I mean, it's, you know, things like a Caesar salad. You know, all the Italian restaurants have a Caesar salad. In Italy, I've never seen a Caesar salad. Growing up, things like Alfredo. I don't know what Alfredo is, to be honest. So, you know, I think the history of the Italian cuisine kind of like, I want to say one is better and one is worse. It's just split in two. The people that in Italy developed the Italian cuisine in a way, and then the immigrants, they developed in a different way. So exactly. So all these things like penne alla vodka, chicken parmesan, I never seen it in Italy, or at least in my area. So when I came here, and I was like a fish out of water. I'm like, where is my food? So, and at that point, I started to work with my brother, and develop was more like a need to eat the way I wanted to eat, because I was not going to accept any other way, and you know, I guess I was spoiled. My mom was an excellent cook. In Italy, all moms are excellent cooks.
Hence the name.
Yeah, and exactly, and then hence the name of the restaurant. That's you know, for a lot of my mom's recipes are here, and like my wife said, we had this person that is now actually working in my kitchen, that we worked with us for 17 years. He started as a dishwasher, and then he moved the line. We teach them all the recipes and everything. So I'm like in between. I'm like running in between the kitchen and the dining room, because I think the face of the restaurant needs to be mine more than anything else, because you need to tell the story to the people.
Absolutely. And
people need to understand what we're doing here. And it's hard to make it clear when you have, you know, nothing against it, you know. But my wife obviously is American, so it's hard. It's hard to make. No, it's harder to make the story clear when you know it's you have American people working in a dining room, and you know, I think a person that comes in an Italian restaurant and is welcomed by "Buonasera," "Come stai?" It makes a big difference. It sets right away the, you know, the attention of the customer. Says, okay, there is an Italian guy running the show here. Something, you know, obviously you can tell my accent is natural. It's not that I try to be Italian. It's just, you know. So that's the way we learned how to run the business. You have to be the face of the business. So if you are in the back in the kitchen and just running the show over there, it's not the same.
People won't.
People won't recognize you. Won't, you know, understand that what's going on there. And here it's all because
we like to touch each table. We say touching each table means that even just a hello, or
we always
every
you know,
table, not just our friends, not just our regulars, new tables, old tables.
We try to you know,
it's important. Recognition is the number one key to restaurant success.
We try to come and say hi to every table, and I try to like ask how is your food and everything, you know. That little bit extra attention makes a difference for the customers. That they you know, they like to see also the owners involved. You know what I mean? So we are suggestions. We are like 6 days a week. We open 6 days a week, and either me or my wife are here all the time. So it's you know, never really a case that you know you don't find either of us here.
For sure.
You know, and you know, in addition to that, you know, I'm a little how you say, can you say OCD or
obsessed?
Yeah, a little obsessed, and on the, because I really try to find as much as I can the exact same ingredients that my mom used. like like the type of pasta we use, which is from my region, and it's one of the best pasta. I'm talking about the dry pasta.
Yeah.
No,
There's no Barilla here.
No, it was a challenge, because when I came over like 30 years ago, that's just right about that. The choices of things were very limited. You could find Barilla, pasta, ronzoni, and the Cecco not right away. The Cecco a little bit after, which is the Cecco is like a bigger brand already for let's say for big producers of pasta. It's a good name. But then I went a little bit over because I use like really high-end pasta made with the bronze machineries. So it's slow pushed through the bronze machineries that makes the pasta all coarse on the outside, so that the sauce gets attached to it a lot better. So a lot of these ingredients, like the little cherry tomato imported from Italy that I use for the linguine vongole. Linguine vongole. I'm from Naples. Sorrento is a little town in Naples, and we use a lot of seafood in their area because obviously we are right by the sea. So some of our specialties are like the linguine vongole. Linguine vongole, we do macchiato. Macchiato means stained, and we only use these little cherry tomatoes that we squeeze in the sauce and make the white into like almost reddish with just the cherry tomatoes. So all these little things, like let's say another example, the Milanese, like the breading for the Milanese, my mom used to do with the breadsticks. Get the breadsticks, crumble the breadsticks, and bread the Milanese so they get the crunchiness, a little, not making the breadsticks like very very fine, but a little bit bigger pieces. So that when you eat it,
I have 50 pounds of breadsticks in the basement.
So that's then you gotta go find the company that has the right ingredient,
and they only deliver 50 pounds at once.
So they only deliver a certain amount of certain things. So so we order like 10 to 15 cases every time of breadsticks, just for that, But because I'm so I don't know if you can. The word would be anal, but I don't know if you can say I don't know if that.
We don't want to discuss food and that at the same time.
No, I'm like obsessed on doing the thing.
He's very precise.
The way, as close as possible to what we do there.
But also another thing I know for a restaurant specifically is consistency is key. So
You'll always
absolutely. That's the key word is actually is consistency, because the customer come and fall in love with the one plate, and most of the time they want after they get comfortable, they maybe try other things, but then once in a while they always gotta have their main thing, and then you gotta make sure that main dish that they fall in love with is always the same. So that's exactly right, and that's exactly why I wanted to bring with me one of the main cook that we taught for 17 years with me, because he's been doing all my lines and everything, so he knows perfectly the way I want everything. So if I'm not behind the line, I need someone that knows what I want, how I want it, and has to be done with consistency. That's the main things that are very important for the restaurant.
And I know you mentioned your mother's recipes, which Rocco Di Spirito. You told me last time. Rocco Di Spirito also is a fan.
Yes, that's another. So when in Tribeca, there's a lot of famous people living there. We were, Billy Crystal was ordering delivery from us all the time. Next to our restaurant, we had the what was the name of the coffee shop owned by the Wolverine,
Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman, yeah, opened I think it's called the Running Man.
Yeah.
And
something
it's
like
practically a company that he tried to make a business in Africa to help the people make in the community there to work, and so it's like an African coffee. So, and it was next door to us. But you see like famous people all the time around the area. You know, we had, especially after September 11th, because we opened the restaurant in the city in 2000. So after a year and a half, we had September 11th. And deja vu with the pandemic, right?
I was just going to say that.
Like how lucky, right? A year and a half. In both cases, when we opened that one, something huge happened. So maybe we should not open a third one. Jokes aside, so you know, we had the Tribeca Film Festival. So you know, De Niro was trying to bring a lot of you know, we had De Niro coming at our restaurant quite a few times. And he made this film festival to bring the life back to Tribeca. So you will see, especially the first years of the film festival, a lot of actors, a lot of famous people around. And we had quite a few runs of this.
Rocco was one of them.
And yeah, it's Rocco DiSpirito was one of them. So we honestly didn't know who he was. And then he loved our food. He actually, he has a blog where he lists the best dishes he ever had in different places, and he listed our cavatelli with broccoli rabe and sausage in his
so
blog.
Cool.
Yeah.
So and
it's really good.
and then you know, and then he was writing this book. And this book, he traveled to Italy to get the recipe from all Italian moms. So the original recipe, and then compared to some of his recipe, made like
keto or something.
Keto, health eating kind, without using you know, flour and stuff. So, and then he went to actually my mom's house, and so some of these recipes are listed on his cookbook.
That's very cool.
Like you know, the gnocchi alla sorrentina. Yes, that was actually really.
We got some
really
good pictures.
Yeah, I bet. I know. He was like one of the, like, cause like obviously my nonna, my mom cooked my whole life, and like he was like somebody that they looked up to. So like I saw he commented on our Instagram post, like, oh my god, Rocco DiSpirito.
Yeah, no, he always says, he say like when if let me know if my mom's comes over to visit us, because now unfortunately because of the pandemic and also my mom's age at this point. Maybe she has one more trip, I hope, in her lifespan, and so that she can see the restaurant.
She hasn't
with their
seen
name.
Concettina
No,
yet?
unfortunately, no. It was planned for them to come, and then the pandemic started.
That's
So it was sort of like it's up in the air, and you know, time goes by, you get older, and you know.
Was she happy that you named the restaurant after her?
Sure, absolutely. She was very happy about it.
It's a good name too. I like it.
Yeah, it's very,
a little
very
hard
nice.
at first to
Concettina.
get.
Well,
right?
but it makes it pretty. I like it because it makes it also pretty
Homey?
strong. No, it makes the case very strong that it's actually an Italian restaurant. I just don't like when the name is like you can't tell what kind of restaurant it is.
What
I
cuisine
love when the name tells you right away. Okay, that's an Italian restaurant.
Great brand.
You can't go. You know. Yeah, we you know, there are restaurants in the neighbors that they're like named like English name for Italian restaurants.
Yeah.
So
Like the wooden spoon, like we know that's Italian. It's only the Italian moms. Do
yeah,
that.
that's the way we grew up. That was the way that our old school
Nonna.
grandma used to teach us a lesson. You know, with the wooden spoon. Learn the lesson.
I know,
That's it.
yeah.
Old school.
Everybody's got a wooden spoon story. It's funny because I'll go to festivals and people, and it's like by like the last day of the festival, it's like, I get it, you were hit with a wooden spoon. And it's like almost regretting it.
Yeah, it's every kid from my generation. It's got hit once or two times on the butt with the spoon.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
So how did you guys end up meeting?
I was the bartender. He was the waiter.
Oh, okay.
In the hospitality industry.
Before that was actually before we opened the restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was moving around in the Upper East Side.
In the early 90s.
Yes, in the Upper East Side of Manhattan, from one restaurant to another to grow my experience and my English a little bit. And we met in one of the Italian restaurants that I worked in, and we start dating. That's it.
Look at you guys now.
Yes, look at us now. Yay!
No, you've got a really, really great story. I think, like, obviously very hardworking. Like,
well, that's the hard working part is mostly all like Italians ever in the everybody in Italy works really hard, and the middle class is actually a little bit below average middle class, meaning that you work. It's very hard to achieve your dreams.
mm-hmm.
It's like if you don't have money, inheritance, or from the get-go, it's very hard to create something. That's why we are here, because here there's the opportunity of working hard, but also being able to save enough and then make your own. Give it your own shot.
And in New York City, above all.
Yeah, I mean, obviously,
why not choose the hardest place? We like challenges.
It's looking at from the other side of the ocean. It's America. It's New York City. It's like,
that's true.
It's the biggest. The biggest dream. If you want to come to America, it's New York City. It's nothing else. Then some people end up in Florida or somewhere else. But it's.
And what better than baseball? We're starting to cater to baseball.
Oh yeah, that's another thing. You guys are catering for the Phillies when they're visiting.
And now the Astros.
And now the Astros.
They signed us on,
we got. Well, it's not done a deal. It's not deal yet.
Here's the message to the Mets. Then, if you guys want to make the opposing team as full as possible.
So they're slow to run. So they're
slow to run. Yeah. Definitely gotta hire Concettina for all the catering.
Please do.
Yes, it's it's part of our I would say it's one of the things that we like to do is cater for people that have certain needs. For example, because if you talk to the Phillies, we cater to the Phillies when they do the game at the Mets Stadium, that is like just about 10 minutes from our restaurant. We cater to the Phillies after the game, and they have a certain
nutritional requirements.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So everything needs to be
ounces,
by weight,
by
amount. So they have.
They eat 3 of them.
Well, that's that's out of my control. Yeah. But the idea is like for example, the piece of chicken is to be 8 ounces. Then each player gets like 2 or 3 meatballs. It's gotta be 2 ounces each. So they get the protein. So we do work with all this necessity that the teams have, and now we are talking to the
we feel so privileged to be asked.
Astros,
it's a really nice.
To the Astros now, we've been contacted because I guess the nutritionist of the Mets.
Phillies.
The nutritionist of the Mets actually came to eat at our restaurant, so he's recommending it to the other guest team.
It's a very good referral.
Yeah, I mean it's then if one team likes it, then you get more referrals for other teams.
How many people is that? Because I'm sure that's a very
it's between like 30 to 50 people that you cater to, and you gotta bring everything at the stadium like around 9:15. So like almost at the end of the game. So you bring everything, and then they bring everything up. I guess they must have like cafeteria or someplace that at the end of the game they get to eat something.
They don't get to go in. They meet them at the game.
Yeah.
So
We definitely we don't. Yes, we don't go. In locker
No.
rooms, but we
No.
just we have a
But
drop
it's still
off.
fun going to City Field. It's
Oh, I
exciting.
bet. Yeah.
No, it's yes, definitely. We try to expand our horizon everywhere
And we hope
possible.
everyone
you know.
hears this and wants to come and try it out.
Yeah, everybody
we
should.
do. We do caterings. We do parties at the restaurant.
Mhm.
And one of the most important thing that I always tell the customers, whether you do a catering or you do a party at a restaurant, none of the food is pre-made
Mhm.
ever. If the food is made at the moment, so obviously when you don't have the food pre-made, you take a little bit more time. But I think that's what would
Yeah, we don't need
you wouldn't
to
want to trade the quality of your food for time to so that comes out faster, right?
Mhm.
I wouldn't.
No, I know. I think that's what.
That's the way and that's very important because a lot of large places, large restaurants that you go to and they do a lot of these parties. It's mostly pre-done,
Mhm.
pre-cooked. You get heated up and out because it's very hard to do it the way we do it. It's
Yeah.
Definitely, that's what puts you guys above the.
but
above
that's
the rest.
that's I wouldn't want to go to a place where I get reheated calamari and not fresh made calamari personally.
Mhm. Of
But
course.
some people have their necessity and their time frames. Some people don't know the difference, to be honest. It's just the truth. Some people don't know the difference, and and that's where I don't compromise. I don't compromise with the ingredient and the way I do my cooking and my service. As a matter of fact, I do the shopping. I go to the market in the morning. Like today is Tuesday. This morning I was up at 5:30.
Mhm.
At 6 o'clock I was at the opening at the market, and then I was buying all the food for the start up of the week, some fresh fish and vegetables and everything that I needed for today and tomorrow. And then another, on Thursday morning, I go again to prepare for the weekend to get more fresh fish.
I could barely grocery shop for myself. I can't.
Yeah, no, it's my grocery is my SUV full to the rim. So yes, it's a hard work restaurant, especially small restaurant like these that are family owned, and it's tough. You gotta try to be frugal. When you order from the company, you don't get to the first quality. You get what you get. So you gotta go through. Some tomatoes are good, some tomatoes are not good. So there is an advantage on going food shopping yourself, so that you get the ingredient the way you want, and so you can run the restaurant and the quality the way that is supposed to be.
For sure. Yeah, and I feel like I've eaten at so many restaurants, especially because when I first started coming to New York, it was always just in Queens, and I really haven't gone anywhere else. But I've never been treated so well, had such great food, and
Thank you.
I
at
hope
a
you're
restaurant.
going to have something after this.
I hope I have something after this too. No, but I think your story is very admirable. Just coming from Italy, not speaking English, and then working your way up into a restaurant in Tribeca.
That's the American dream, right? That's
Absolutely.
what every immigrant story. That's the way you come and you work hard and you are able to save and achieve your dream.
Very admirable.
We're still dreaming, but
Yeah, this situation is not the happiest at the moment because the pandemic kind of like. Let's say it's a monkey wrench into your project, into
we
your
tried
progress.
to make lemonade out of lemons.
Yeah,
so.
well, we're actually sitting in the
Yes,
outdoor
that's,
dining area,
It's a
which
little
is
house.
it's like
Yes, well,
Some people call it a chalet, some people call it a chicken coop, some people call it a nuisance, but we call it our little second chance.
It's like the guest. It's like the guest house.
Some
Yeah,
income.
it's you know, it's the first year when they started sending the word out that so to try to save the restaurant. That's to try to save the restaurant.
That's the idea.
They allowed us to to expand on the sidewalk, and in the beginning we had like tents and umbrellas, and the wind, even the bus running by was shaking the whole thing up, and it wasn't a really good experience. Then a little rain. People could not go in because with the pandemic, you had to keep the indoor. There was no indoor dining, so you could only.
Forced to sit
so
outside.
I decided to take a chance and say, we gotta try our best to save the restaurant, and we'll gotta put all our chips in. So
and
that's
all
what
those
it is.
who are listening, you must come and visit the most beautiful outdoor dining in
Yeah,
all
the
of New York
most
City.
beautiful outdoor
Absolutely.
dining.
You wouldn't think that this
we
was
could win
actually.
an award, I think. Not to boast or anything, but I do. Think
Yeah,
it's
you
pretty
definitely
nice.
wouldn't think that this was actually outdoor. It's
I know, for
it's,
sure.
So we don't have to worry about the buses passing or anything. Nothing shakes. We have 500 pounds of sand surrounding it, so we're pretty safe here.
No, it's
Unfortunately,
awesome.
we don't know how much longer we can keep it, but as long as we can keep it, we will try to promote it.
That's awesome. Yeah, but
we have done parties over here. We can feed up.
Oh, it's the best. I would be the best for like a little graduation party or.
Yeah, we have
People
done.
love it.
We've done up to 60 people
It's got
outdoors.
a lot of
Wow.
It's
nice views.
Mhm. It's got character. But what's the address so everybody knows?
It's 160-24 Willets Point Boulevard.
160-24 Willets Points Boulevard, Whitestone, Queens.
Exactly.
Come on down, and then the social medias are
Please, guys, spread the word. And
what's the website?
it's ConcetinaRestaurant.com.
ConcetinaRestaurant.com, and then look
And
them
then we're on Instagram, we're on TikTok.
Instagram,
we're on
TikTok, Facebook, all of them.
Yeah, we try to hit them all.
we have to be up to date with all
Grubhub,
the new
Uber,
kids.
DoorDash. Now we're on Panda Express.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we have a very large Asian clientele in the area. We're in Flushing. This is really considered also Flushing. So
Okay.
we joined Panda Express.
Oh, very cool. It's a new app? Or?
It's a Chinese.
Okay.
It's the Chinese version of Uber.
Oh, okay.
Uber Eats.
Very cool, very cool.
practically.
Yeah,
They,
but
the people can order through the app, and then
It's
the
translated
driver,
in
the
Chinese.
driver
Okay,
comes.
that's
Trying
awesome.
to assimilate and be open to everyone.
yeah, you got to do what you got
we
to do.
love
We-
our
we-
neighborhood.
you know,
we love
we-
our guests.
We try
and
to cater
Yeah.
to everybody there loves our food. Simple
No,
as that.
for sure,
We
for
had
sure.
the old mayors here as well.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
The New York City mayor coming to it. It actually was sitting in this area. All this area was just for him. And
politics aside, everyone has to eat, right?
Everybody's got to eat.
Yes,
No, for sure.
that's it. We love,
And
like I said,
who wouldn't want to eat great
people,
food?
people were saying, "Oh, you had, I was like, listen,
Food is
you love
bipartisan.
my food. You love my food.
Right.
You are my friend."
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's simple as that. It's politics and religions here are not reason not to.
100% agree.
Right. And
Not
he's
to
getting
serve a
hungry
person.
talking about it.
No, but yep, come down the Concettina. Tag the wooden spoon in when you post about it too,
Yes,
and we'll share it up
definitely.
too. But
Wooden
thank you
Spoon
guys.
is excellent.
Thank you guys for having me and treating me like family here. I appreciate
Thank you
it.
so much for doing
But you're
this.
very welcome. You anytime you for a nice bowl of pasta.
Absolutely.
All right, I'm
A
doing-
salad,
We are-
a pasta, a dessert, some limoncello, orange cello.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's the best. Awesome. But thank you guys so much for watching.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you in the next episode. Ciao.
All right, ciao.